Well, hello everybody. What is going on? Look what's back. Look at what's back. My sign. Yay. I decided to move it and put it back over here so y'all can see it since I'm no longer sitting over there. So welcome in everybody. If you are new to my channel, I am Pamela, aka Scooterrenee. I am your host for tonight's Monday Motivation, as I am for all Monday Motivation. So tonight's topic is definitely going to guarantee to be a fearful topic. Not really. But tonight's topic is all about fear is for suckers. And so we're going to learn exactly what that entails and what it means and all that fun stuff. So make sure you do all the YouTube things. You subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure you mark that bell for all notifications because I've been going live and doing pop-ups and you just never know when I'm going to come on. So I upload a lot of shorts, cute shorts as well. If you didn't catch today, I thought today was pretty funny. I don't like spiders, and so to take video of that and then also have Bella make her appearance in the short video was, I thought, super cute. She played right into it. I didn't even have to, yell for her or anything. It was just perfect. So but yeah, I do a lot of shorts and everything. I do a lot of community page posting as well. So make sure you have that bell marked for all notifications so you know when I go live or upload new content or whatever that may be. And then also make sure you give a thumbs up for tonight. Thumbs up are important, people. Thumbs matter. So thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate that as well. So again, if you are new to my channel, welcome in. I'm so glad to have you here. I hope you will consider coming back for other Monday motivation topics. And in case you didn't know, I do auctions on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And then I like to throw in a Friday, almost every Friday, but a Friday here and there. And then now every other Saturday. And then whatever other time I have available. So today and tomorrow I'm working from home, and so I'm taking advantage of this opportunity. So again, if you are new, I hope you'll come on back. If you decide you would like to bid in the future from my auctions, if you want to go ahead and send me your information, that drop form is pinned at the top of chat, so feel free to fill that out. Let me know you filled it out, and I'll make you blue if you're not blue already. Let's see. Welcome to all my OGs. You know who you are. There's a lot of you that was really looking forward to tonight's topic about fear for suckers. I think a lot of us deal with fear in some shape, form, or matter, regardless if it's something as minor, as little as a bug or snake, which I don't know if I would consider minor, but to big fears that we have that are in our own personal growing, in our own personal lives, as far as, anything from sickness to job change to you name it. There's fear that can play into a lot of things, no matter what it is and no matter what level either. So, and then my playback crew, welcome in. This would not happen without you, playback crew. So, it just goes to show you don't have to catch me live when I do Monday Motivation, but it sure is a lot more personable, a lot more, you get into it a lot more and everything because we got people in the chat that are chatting it up, and you can be in the moment, so to speak, in the moment. So let's see who all is here already. I know people will come in as they get the notification. I know people will bounce back from auctions to here as well. Sorry, my back itched all of a sudden. So what is everybody's drink? Let's just do a chat participation right now. I mean, what is everybody drinking right now? I've got English breakfast tea. No, it's not breakfast, but I am into watermelon tea here lately. If I can get watermelon tea, I'm getting watermelon tea. So when Robert and I were sourcing on Saturday, there was actually a flea market place that was doing a skinny watermelon. I don't know why I'm showing you my cup. It's not like you can see the watermelon. Skinny watermelon syrup. So, it has no sugar in it and everything, which is what I need being a type 2. And so I'm going to take a chance. Am I crazy about it? Not right this second. I need to maybe add less watermelon. But I did a tablespoon. I think that might have been too much. So, but we will perfect it, right? So let's see who all is here. Let's see what everybody's drinking tonight. We got Joanne McGuire in the house. First one in. Welcome in, Joanne. Good to see you. Nancy Smith. There she is. Welcome in, Nancy. And guys, if you haven't heard, Nancy starts her new job on Wednesday. For some reason, I was thinking tomorrow was Wednesday, but no. In 2 more days. So welcome in, Nancy. I'm so proud of you. We got Selena, my feather sister, in the house. Welcome in, Selena. Good to see you. Lisa D, welcome in. Good to see you. Always good to see you, Lisa D. All right. Let's see. Joanne is drinking coffee. Nancy's drinking water. Good choice, Nancy. Right. We could all drink more water, but yeah. We got Selena drinking coffee. Man, y'all are some late night coffee drinkers. My next question is it decaf? Are y'all drinking decaf? Or does it matter? Like, I can drink caffeinated soda and it doesn't bother me at all. And then Lisa D is drinking water as well. So as I told y'all, I got tea with watermelon in it. Again, I'm going to have to tweak the measuring of the watermelon to get it the way I like it. So Selena said, nope, it don't matter. Right? Let's see. Lisa D says, always good to see you. Alas, well, love you, ladies. Right? Yes. So just real quick, in case you're not here at the end, tomorrow I will be doing a pop-up about 2 o'clock. Cool Ranch is going to come on with me at 2. And then tomorrow night, Selena will be on with me at 7:30 p.m. Central. Then Wednesday, I won't be on because Robert and I are going to be doing some sort of date night. And then Thursday night, Cool Ranch will be back on with me again. So you can see double Selena, double Cool Ranch, triple me. I mean, how much better can your week get? And then I'll do a pop-up maybe Friday. So, all right, guys. Tonight's topic, as I told you, is on fear is for suckers. And we have all faced fear, like I said earlier, at some point in our lives. And it can be anything as far as a little fear to a major fear, something that really has us scared. So if you have ever had a fear, if any of y'all have ever had any fear whatsoever, no matter how small, how big, whatever, I want you, again, another chat participation, put me in the chat. Put me in the chat if you have ever had a fear come up. I just want to see who all is paying attention and everything. Put a me in chat if you've ever dealt with fear. If you haven't dealt with fear, God bless you that you haven't had to deal with fear. But I think all of us can say we have, right? So Lisa D is me. Nancy Smith is me. Woo. I got this little trinket box thing from Selena. Cool Ranch actually gifted it to me, and I'm going to knock this thing over before it's all over with. Joanne is me. Selena is me. Right? So funny how this topic comes up today. Funny how that happens, right? We've all discussed this before. But Robert and I were sourcing this past Saturday in a town about an hour away from us. We were sourcing. And when Robert and I source, Robert will do a quick run through of the store. He'll see if there's anything that he can find for me, things that I look for and so forth. He'll do a quick run through. And then sometimes he'll either come back and continue shopping with me. More times than not, he is going to end up either out in the car, sitting outside if the breeze is, if it's a nice day or whatever. Or he'll go find some place to go sit while he waits for me because I take my time. I'm the slow one. He's the fast one. I'm looking at every nook and cranny that I can look in to see if I can find something. Well, this particular place had a picnic table outside. And so Robert had been out there for quite some time. And next thing I know, I get a text from Robert saying, well, I guess he or she, whoever it is trying to find a cool spot too. And it was a picture. Let me unplug my phone here. Let me find his text because me telling you is not going to do the justice. I don't know if you can see it that well. But here it was in all its glory. Camera's a little fuzzy, but I think you can make out what that is. Pretty good, right? Pretty darn good. You can make out what that is. And it was the biggest snake I had ever seen. The biggest snake. And Robert says it was at least 3 feet long. And that's half of Robert. Robert's 6'3", so that's half of him. So Robert comes in by me and he shows me more pictures. And I'm like, stop right now. I said, my skin is crawling and like my fear kicked in big time. And it was so funny. While I'm checking out, this lady walks in and she asked this other lady, she's like, can you please get something to move the snake? Because it just crawled under my car. And I don't want it to crawl across my feet. And of course, that just makes my skin crawl. And I'm like, oh my God, what? And so Robert goes out there with her. And he's like, you've already passed it. It's not going to get you. And so the lady leaves. And so then it was my turn to walk out with our stuff. And I had a bag full of breakables. And I was like, I swear, if I drop this bag and break this stuff, I'm going to be so mad. But as we walked out to the car, when I got done, I was so terrified. I was so scared. I was so afraid that I was going to see that thing. And then, like I said, I wasn't the only one scared. There was other ladies that were scared, but I was terrified. And Robert's, I'm taking my time walking, because I don't know if that snake's crawled underneath our car. I knew it had been underneath the car next to us, which was the person that was working in the store that day. I didn't know where that snake was going to come from. So finally, we get stuff in the car, and I get over carefully into my side of the car. And before Robert gets in, he's like, he's over there by the tree. And I'm like, I can't look. But I wanted to look, it's one of those things, It's like, I can't look, but maybe I can look real quick, because I'm curious of all things. But anyways, yeah, so I have a fear of snakes. I never had a fear of snakes. My mom had a fear of snakes, so I guess I got it from her. But spiders used to not bother me, but now they terrify me. Like, I'm like, and I will do that every time I see one. And Robert's like, just kill it, just step on it. I'm like, but I'm barefooted. He's like, it doesn't matter, just step on it. I'm like, no, you come and kill it for me. That's why I married you. Oh my goodness, right? I know that's a big fear you have, Selena, right? But you can either let it stop you, or you continue to live your great life and just say the heck with everybody. That's how I feel. Shelby says, people often avoid making a decision out of fear of making a mistake. Yes, actually the failure to make decision is one of life's biggest mistakes, right? Yes, good quote. Love it. So yes, a fear of snakes. Sorry I had to go off on that little storytelling, but I thought it was so appropriate for tonight's topic. Again, nothing major. I mean, it's just a snake. It's not like it's some major decision I'm having to make, or, worry about if I'm going to be able to pay something or whatever. It's not one of those type of fears, but it's it's still a fear. So Jen Sincero in the book that we've been studying, and we are almost done. We got one more chapter next week, and then we are done. But in this chapter, she is challenging the notion that fear should dictate our choices and actions. She's challenging if the notion of fear should dictate our choices and actions. She's also going to encourage us to acknowledge fear, but not let it control our decisions. So acknowledge it, but don't let it control you. So, I didn't let the fear of the snake control my decision if I was going to get my car or not. I was getting in my car. So we're going to discuss this and so much more tonight. So sit back, relax, get involved in the chat. I do have some chat participation that we'll be doing. But yeah, buckle up. This one's going to be good. All right, positive spot thought. Positive spot thought. I got to go back and chat real quick. Selena says, we had a 3.5-foot snake in the house. Isaiah was on the table and Sam on. I remember you telling me that, and she had to get it out of the house, right? Hello, Dream Chaser Tammy. Welcome in. Good to see you. I don't like snakes at all. Right? That's right. You're going to still live. Another good one. My favorite, Dale Carnegie. You can conquer almost any fear if you will only make up your mind to do so. For remember, fear doesn't exist anywhere except in the mind, right? Dale Carnegie. Love Dale Carnegie. Lived by a lot of the principles of Dale Carnegie. Hello, Lori J. Welcome in. Glad you could be here. Welcome in. So, positive spot thought. I love how this chapter starts out with this quote. And that is, We tiptoe through life hoping to safely, now listen, we tiptoe through life hoping to safely make it to death. What? We tiptoe through life hoping to safely make it to death? Really? That's all we're doing? No, I want excitement in my life. I want to make some brave decisions and choices in my life. I want to add some spice to my life. I mean, why not? I don't want to tiptoe through life trying to hope that I make it safely to death. I mean, where's the living in that? But I love how the chapter starts with that. Here's another one. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. And then fear is nothing more than an obstacle that stands in the way of progress. In overcoming our fears, we can move forward, stronger and wiser within ourselves. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I don't want to tiptoe through life, just safely make it to death. I want to know that I gave this life, this one life that I have, this one moment in time that I have, I gave it my all, and I did everything that I set out to accomplish, that I wanted to do and everything, and fear had no part of it. Maybe it had a little bit, but I'm going to overcome that, right? Hello, Salem Closet Christy. Welcome in. So I had talked about fear a long while ago, one of our many topics a while back. And you guys know that I love acronyms. I love making acronyms out of words. And so we're going to discuss how fear is for suckers tonight. And at the end, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to give you a choice to choose the next time that you're faced with fear. You're going to have two choices that you can make. One, you can let FEAR either stand for in your life to fear everything and run. That's your first choice. Or you can let that FEAR, stand for face everything and rise. So I'll ask you at the end, which one are you going to be? Are you going to fear everything and run, or are you going to face everything and rise? I can tell you which one I am already. A spider? Yeah, I can't do spiders. No spiders. No. Robert and I were at an estate sale at a warehouse one time, and we were looking, and he saw that there was this tarantula that was like in one of those clear plexiglass frame-like things. And I'm just walking, and then I turn, and I am face to face with that thing, and I jump back. Robert thought it was the most hilarious thing he's ever seen in his life. And I was like, why did you tell me it was there? He's like, because I knew you were going to do that. So, yes, are you going to face everything and run, or are you going to fear everything and run? That's it. Did I say it wrong? Or face everything and rise. That's the word. Oh, you're asking, or face everything and still run, right? Sorry. I'll catch on here in a minute, Lori. All right. To fear or not to fear? That is the question. To fear or not to fear? Fear will always be a part of our life in some shape or form, and in some time or another, we're going to face it. We're going to deal with fear, I should say. And we can either choose if we're going to engage with it, or we're going to face it head on and proceed forward no matter what. That's what we're going to decide. I've shared the story of Emma and ziplining. I don't know how many of y'all remember that story, but I shared with y'all the story of when I took Emma ziplining, and she was about to be 7. Like, she wasn't 8, but she was about to be 7 is what it was. And I think you had to be 8. So I was like, Emma, you are 8. But she was about to be 7, and we were on a trip to Nashville. My boss needed me to go, and that way I could help watch his kids. And he's like, why don't you bring Emma along with you? And actually, Robert suggested it first. Then I asked Matt if I could. And he's like, yeah, why don't you bring her with you? She can play with Easton and Aubrey, and it'll just be a good old time. And so went to Nashville. And so I was trying to find things for Emma and I to do, because we had some downtime where I didn't have to watch his 2 kids. And so we were, touring Nashville. We did some other, we went to the Nashville Zoo and stuff like that. But one was zip lining. It has been a dream of mine to go zip lining, to try it out and see, I wanted to do this. So, but those of you that, I should have said this before, those of you that are new, the brief story is Emma and I went zip lining in Nashville. That's the brief story. The end. No. So I decided to take Emma zip lining when we were on the trip. And it had been, like I said, something that I wanted to do. It was something that I wanted to accomplish. And what better way than take my 7-year-old granddaughter, right? What better way? Put her life in my hands. Hello, Anne-Marie. Hello, Kathy, sweet. How are you? Welcome in. So little did I know that day, though, little did I know that there was an important lesson for this Gigi to learn from her 7-year-old granddaughter. A very important lesson. You see, we have made being in fear a habit. It has become a habit. It's been ingrained in us since we were little kids. And I mean, think about it. If you think about it, if you step back and think about it, it has been ingrained in us. We continue to take in the bad news on TV, the bad news we see on TV, the horror in the newspapers that we might read. Maybe we read online now, but back then when we were little, there was newspaper still, and so we would read all the horror stories that were in the newspaper. And then you add in the balance of the books and film, the horror movies and such. I'm a horror movie person. I love horror movies because it gets my adrenaline going. So I will say I did have an introduction to that as I was younger. But maybe, the video games, people blame video games. I don't think it's the video games that does this, whatever processes in our head, but whatever. And all the while, this stuff, it fills us to the brim with fear about our world. So if you go back and look from the time you were little, you can see how that is very true. We have been just ingrained with that. There's so much fear in the world. That's why I don't even watch the news now. Tammy will tell you, I don't even watch the news. Half the time I don't even know what's going on because I need to concentrate on my world, and I need to accomplish what I want to accomplish and take care of what I need to take care of. I don't want to be, I just don't want to go to that negative headspace. I don't want to be there. We've been taught to play it safe, not take risks. And I mean, there's some things that we should play it safe, and not take risks, like playing in the street or traffic. We definitely don't need to be doing that, right? We don't need to allow our kids to play in the street or traffic and stuff like that. We don't need to go jump off a bridge just because our best friend jumped off the bridge, those kind of things. But we have made choices to allow fear to play in every part of our lives. We have allowed this. So back to my story with Emma. Emma and I have never ziplined before. I didn't know what to expect, but our leader of the group had asked, once we got our helmet on, we got our safety harness and gear and stuff on, and went over all the rules and all that fun stuff, he asked who wanted to go first. And I think there was about 7 of us in this group, 7 or 8 of us in this group. But guess who raised their hand with no fear to go first? It wasn't Gigi. I can tell you that much. It wasn't Gigi. And it was little 7-year-old Emma stuck up her hand and said, I will go first. What? It wasn't the other people. It was a 7-year-old, the youngest in the group, to stick her hand up and say, I will go first. Hey, Rosebud, welcome in. Good to see you. Well, of course, after she said, I will go first, fear crept into this Gigi for sure, because that's my little granddaughter, and her parents have trusted me with her life. And I was like, there was people in front of me, so I was kind of in the back of it, and she's right there in front. And I was like, are you sure you want to do? Are you sure you don't want to watch somebody else go first, Emma? Are you sure you don't want to let somebody else risk their life first or whatever? And I stopped myself because Emma was feeling confident in herself. Never have I done this myself or anything, but I was about to put fear in her life by making her doubt herself, to doubt the choice that she had made to go first. I am so glad to this day that I stopped myself and I let her be first. There's too many other things out there that will put fear in her life. And I don't need to be that person unless it's necessary, unless it's going out and playing in the street full of traffic, unless it's jumping off a bridge that she shouldn't be jumping off of, or a cliff, or whatever. You know, there are plenty of other things and other people that are going to put fear in her life, and I don't need to be that person unless it's necessary to protect her life. But just like with Emma and the zip lining story there, when we watch someone take a leap of faith, we all have that first reaction to scream, "Look out! Are you sure you should be doing that? Are you sure? Are you sure you should, quit your job and go do that other thing that you've been wanting to do, that you've always, you just have a nothing's going to stop you kind of thing? Are you sure you should do that? Are you sure you should put your job, your family at jeopardy, your whatever at risk? Are you sure you should do that?" And not only have we made it a habit for ourselves on fear, but we've also taken that fear and we have smeared that along with worry and doubt, and we smeared it all over our families and our friends and everything, and our coworkers. We just smear that fear over everybody. And then here's the audacity to it. And then not only do we do that, we then give ourselves a high five, and our own self high five, pat ourselves on the back because we think it shows how much we care. There's a thing called crab effect. This is interesting. Crab effect, because if you think about it, it's so freaking true. If you put a bunch of crabs in a bowl, and if while they're in there crawling all over each other, one of them tries to climb out, guess what? The rest of them will try to pull him back down instead of helping to push him out. Can you see how that fits our lives as well? This is one thing you will never find at Scooterrennee's channel, whether it's an auction or Monday Motivation or whatever I'm doing. You will never find me tearing somebody down. You will never find my audience, my people, my tribe in this group. You will never find somebody tearing somebody down, pulling somebody back down. It will never happen on my channel. But instead of pushing each other, encouraging each other, we want to pull that person back down with us. We want to tear them down because we fear if they succeed at what they are trying to do, we're going to be forgotten about, or we're going to look less than what they look. Why? Why does that even matter? Why? What would our world be like if we were less crab-like? What would it be? What if we were rewarded and supported instead of cautioned and screamed that we're taking huge leaps into the unknown? Oh no, it's okay, Celine. What if I had yelled and scared the crap out of Emma that day, going, "What? No, you can't do that. You might hurt yourself, whatever it might be. Are you crazy?" What if I yelled at her and scared her from going off that platform first? What would have happened to her? Sorry, I get on my soapbox when it comes to talk about tearing people down and pushing people up. I get on a major soapbox about that. We all talk a lot of talk when it comes to saying anything is possible and to follow your dreams and dream big. But what about when it comes to walking the walk? What happens then? What happens then when we just do all the talking about follow your dreams, dream big? You can do it. If you dream it, you can do it. But when we start walking the walk, what happens? Should you actually do something radical when all the flashing lights and sirens go off? Should you? And I don't know, somewhere in my notes, I might be jumping ahead, but going back, we are so daggum a lot of times, especially us women more than men, I will say, we are so adamant to tear other women down because we want to think that we're better than. No, you lift each other up. I promise you the blessing will come somewhere along the way. I promise you. My favorite quote by Zig Ziglar, if you help enough of people get what they want, you will be successful in life. Right? Now, there's a difference between doing that and having someone take advantage of you. Do not get me wrong on that. There is a huge difference. One of the many definitions of fear is to avoid or put off doing something because one is afraid, which means that fear lives in the future. If you're putting off or avoiding doing something that you have not yet done, that means it's something that's happening in the future, right? Because you haven't done it yet, so it can't happen. Being afraid is real, but the fear itself is all made up because it hasn't even happened yet. Are you with me? If you're with me, put I in chat. Let me see those eyes. Let me know that you're still hanging in here with me. Being afraid is real, but the fear itself is all made up because it hasn't happened yet. How many of us do that? We get all worked up because we're so worried that something's about to happen and it hasn't even happened yet. Thank you, Joanne. Yes. Nancy Smith, yes. And I'm not saying men don't tear men down. I'm sure it happens. We just call it something else. We call it what? Ego person, or whatever. I can't even think right now. Selena, Lisa D, Thank you, guys. Right? Fear is in the future. Think about it. Some of us might fear death. It's a real fear. I promise you. I know that one. My son, when he was 18, came home and I asked him where he had been. He had gone bungee jumping. Oh my gosh. See, I don't know if I can do that one. I do not know if I can do that one. I do want to tandem skydive, but Robert won't let me happen. I'm sorry, I'm reading. Robert will not let me do it. He's like, no. Yes, love it, Lindsay. Yes, fake events appearing real. Yes, Kathy Sweet, thank you for bringing those eyes still in. Thank you. So fear is in the future. Some of us, like I said, might fear death. Breaking a bone in our body, that could be a real fear. Maybe having to go bankrupt. Maybe we're worried about finances, money, and all that kind of stuff. Maybe some of us have a fear of public speaking because we're afraid we're going to forget what we need to say. I mean, hello, yes. Maybe it's a fear of your boss because you're late once again and he or she might yell at you. Maybe it's the fear of rejection, just rejection alone from family and friends. Or maybe it's going live on YouTube. Hey, Lindsay, welcome in. Good to see you. I've never done that because I don't really know how to swim that well. Lori J, I think, came with the I. Thank you. So, yeah, that's one thing. I've watched the YouTube stories of people jumping off on bungees. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm so afraid my rope would go like snap. Wasn't worried about that on zip lining. It's like a lot of people say, it's not the jump that scares them, it's the sudden stop at the bottom that scares them. So maybe it's your boss. You're going to be late again. Maybe it's the rejection of your family and friends. Maybe it's going live on YouTube and everything. I know. Hold on. Kathy Sweet says, I made him carry my name and address in his wallet as a contact person if anything happened to him, right? I have ICE. If y'all know what ICE stands for, it stands for in case of emergency. I don't know if it's true. I believe the story when I read it about putting it in your phone and putting that person, whoever's your in case of emergency of, you put ICE, and apparently the emergency personnel knows what that means. And so Robert, is obviously my ICE person. So, but I know, hey, Deborah, welcome in. Good to see you. I know whenever I was getting started on YouTube by myself, I'd already been on with somebody else and we had gone on my channel some, but this was where I was on by myself on my channel But guess what? You don't know unless you try. So that fear I had is now long gone. It's a blip in the past. I wouldn't have known if I hadn't tried, right? It doesn't make sense. My stepdad is terrified of heights, and he used to jump out of planes, and it's like, really? So what if I had held myself back for fear of rejection? What if I was just like, never mind, I'm not going to do this YouTube thing. I'm, scared of being rejected. You all know what my phrase of the year is, or most of y'all know, besides my word of the year. My word of the year is resilient. And my phrase is, take me as I am. It's the same thing that goes for my YouTube channel, as well as in my everyday life. Take me as I am. You either like me for me or you don't. And guess what? If you don't like me, that's okay. It's okay. We can move on. It's fine. It doesn't matter. So take me as I am. Listen, guys, there are no guarantees that what we fear is actually even going to happen. How many of us psych ourselves up only to learn that it wasn't as bad as we thought it was going to be, right? We just go through this whole rampage in our brain of being scared, and we're thinking that this is what could happen and everything, and then nothing, it doesn't happen. It doesn't even go the way we thought it was going to go. In fact, it might have turned out better than what we thought it was going to be. But to turn your fear around is learning to be comfortable in the unknown. And the only way to do that is to have faith, right? And if we remember, faith is in the unseen and the unknown. So again, a couple of participation chat questions for you guys. I want you to answer. Is your fear greater? Is your fear greater than your faith in the unknown and of yourself? Or is your faith in the unknown and of yourself greater than your fear? Is your fear greater than your faith in the unknown of yourself? Or is your faith in the unknown and of yourself greater than your fear? And while you're thinking on this and pondering what to put in chat, let me share this with you. Helen Keller stated one of the best quotes. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. To keep our faces towards change and behave like free spirits in the presence of faith is strength undefeatable. To keep our faces towards change and behave like free spirits in the presence of faith is strength undefeatable. Right? Yes. Hello, Demetrius. Welcome in. Not your faith should be stronger than your fear. You should always face your fears. Well, yes. But faith is what gets you through it. Unknown is scary. It is a big, scary word. Big, scary word. Right? And that's the only way. I mean, I'm not saying anybody's ever perfect. Nobody gets it right all the time. It doesn't happen. It's not going to happen. Nobody's perfect. Unknown greater than faith right now. Gotcha. Right? Yes. My faith in God is greater than any fear. Yes. Right, Kathy? Yes. So just like when I decided to do my own thing on YouTube or to start Monday Motivation, let's just separate the two. Or the many things in my life that I've started doing. It's that moment in life where you say, screw it, I'm going for it. And that is where thrill takes over fear. When you just say, screw it, I'm going for it. Screw it, I'm going for that new job. What more powerful thing to say than screw it? I'm going for it, right? And when you get there, that's where the thrill takes over your fears. On the other side of your fear is your freedom. On the other side of your fear is your freedom. The author gives us 6 helpful takeaways to navigate our way through the jungle of fear. Number 1. Amen, Lori, right? That's what I'm talking about. I might still be afraid, but faith pulls me through and makes me stronger. Yes. Exactly. Hello, Echo. Welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you are doing well. You look good, my friend. You look really good. So number 1 that the author gives us of the 6 takeaways is view fear from your rearview mirror. What is something radical you've done in the past that literally gave you the shakes and it was so big and scary, but you were so proud of yourself? And after you think about that moment, how scary is it now? How scary is it now? No matter how intimidating your next great leap forward seems at the moment, it will be such a little thing when you look back on it someday. So why wait? You know, I get tickled at people that come on my YouTube channel to either do auctions with me or they're guests on Monday Motivation or whatever. And they're like, I'm just so nervous. You don't ever get nervous anymore. And really, I don't. I really don't get nervous much anymore. It's only if someone new comes on with me is probably when I get nervous. Is when someone new comes on with me because I'm not sure how it's going to flow. Are we going to gel together or whatever, you know? But other than that, doing Monday Motivation now, I just look at my notes and go. And sometimes that's what you got to do. You just got to say, screw it, go. It's go time. Hello, my sister from Colorado. Cool Ranch is in the house. Envision your challenges from the future. Look back on them from a place of victory, and they will lose much of their power to paralyze you. Our greatest fears are the greatest waste of time. Amen on that one. How much time have we wasted from being fearful about something that ended up not being worth being fearful about, right? You sound like my stepdad, though. That sounds like something he would have done back in the day. I'm like, where do y'all find this stuff? Of course, I don't think my little legs could get me there. I could jump off just fine. It's jumping on. Number 2, flip the fear. Flip it. When fear is creeping in and you're letting it push you around, you know, it's being the big bad monster. Look at it from a different perspective. Break it down. Find what it is that you're really afraid of and then flip it around to make it work for you, not against you. For example of myself, and I'll just use myself. Y'all can kind of maybe plug some things in along with this example and see if that works for you, whatever. But I wanted to do Monday Motivation. So here's the example of how I would work it out in my mind on flipping it. I want to do Monday Motivation, but I'm scared to do it by myself. Why? Well, I'm scared that if I do, it'll be terrible. What happens if it's terrible? Well, if it's terrible, I'll look stupid. Then what? People will make fun of me. Then what? I'll feel embarrassed and ashamed. Okay, so you're not doing Monday Motivation in order to protect yourself from feeling stupid and embarrassed? Now flip it. How stupid and embarrassed will you feel if you don't do Monday Motivation? Very. I know I can help a lot of people and lift a lot of people up. My thing is always if I can just help one person. And it's a big dream of mine to motivate and coach people. It's a very big dream of mine. So will your strategy of not doing Monday Motivation in order to protect yourself from feeling stupid and embarrassed protect you from feeling stupid and embarrassed? Well, no. And since you're risking feeling stupid and embarrassed either way, which version is worse? Trying to go live and present what you want to share and having it be terrible, or never going for it and living an unlived life of mediocrity, wimpiness, embarrassment? Well, living on an unlived life of all three of those, of course. So that's how you flip it. Flip it around. Stand up to yourself. Ask yourself those hard questions. You want to break it down. Exactly, right? Yes. You want to break it down so you can really look at it. And you want to be able to diffuse what it is about the situation that's scaring you. Fear is all about how you choose to look at things. So by changing your perspective on it, you can let the fear of not doing the thing you're scared of fuel your quest to greatness. Right, Cool Ranch? It's go time, right? Yes, it is go time. Let's do this thing. That's why I love that. That's why that intro song will always be my intro song, because I believe in it. Let's do this thing. Let's just do it. Let's just throw caution in the wind and just see what happens. Yes, that is exactly how you have to look at it. If you have one, so what? And the people that, have an issue with it, people that don't get it, aren't people that you want to be friends with to begin with. No, you can never look stupid, my friend. You're one of the most intelligent, resilient women that I know. You're so sweet. Number 3, be in the moment. Be in the moment. So you on the other side of the screen, I'm pointing at you on the other side of the screen. Is there anything right now that you're scared about? I don't know, Lisa D. Hopefully it'll stay. We just got a little bit more. Is there anything that you're scared about? Anything happening that is bad, or is just the thought in your head that is freaking you out? Is there anything you on the other side of the screen are scared about? Because listen, you deplete the much needed energy you need to kick butt by freaking out before something even happens. Right? Like, how much energy do you wear yourself out with because you're so worried, you're so freaking out about something that hasn't even happened and might not even happen? You want to keep your frequency high and your belief in miracles strong instead of falling prey to the fears in your mind. Because when you do that, you'll find that not only are you much better equipped to deal with whatever the situation might be, whatever it is that you are headed for, you're going to be better equipped to deal with it. But also, 9 times out of 10, it's much scarier in your mind than it is in reality. I hope y'all know I'm pointing the finger back at myself. I got 3 of them pointing back at me if I'm pointing at you. Because that's real for me too. It's much scarier in my mind than it is in reality. If I would just do it, if I would just go, right? Oh, I believe, and that's, yes, right? Those, I don't know if you read my Facebook post a while back, but yes. Nancy Smith, worried I'll get fired again, right? Because once it's happened, you know it can happen. Losing my parents and my brother and my sister-in-law in the last 2 years, my biggest concern, believe it or not, has been losing my husband. Because I think my kids are kind of immortal. I know they're not. Or mortal. What's the word? Anyways, but my husband, that's the one that, if my daddy didn't do me in, whatever, That's what I worry about, is losing my husband more than anything. And there for a while, he couldn't go anywhere except to work because I was so scared of losing him. I'm scared to go to my class reunion this weekend. Oh! But you know what, Cool Ranch? You don't know until you try, until you go. And guess what? If it does become that way, at least you say you went, right? You can say you at least went. No matter how long you stayed, even if it's for 30 seconds, you went. Celebrate those small things. Celebrate the smallest things. Right? Yes. Number 4, cut off the stream of crap. I love that one. Cut off the stream of crap. Be more conscious of what you're feeding yourself and your thoughts and the information that you're taking in. Be conscious of that. Be cautious as well. Pay attention to what you're telling yourself. Are you hanging out with people who think negatively all the time? Maybe you should hang out with those people. Are you constantly reading things that are negative? Maybe you shouldn't read those things. Do you listen to certain music that add more fuel to the fire when you're negative or angry or upset already? You bet I do. You bet I do. Selena knows that one of my songs, and I just now thought about this. I gotta get with Robert and have him help me figure out how to download that video, Selena. I'll get it to you, I promise. I still have it. But Selena knows one of my favorite songs when I am pissed off is Break by Limp Bizkit. But I know for me, when I start feeling some sort of way that's not positive, that is tearing myself down more than I am building myself up, I literally will change my radio station. And it makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. Yeah, see, that's what I was saying earlier. They got to see that you're irreplaceable and how valuable you are and loyal and everything. I know you do, Cool. So does my oldest Shelby. Hey, Dandy, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know you are. Yep. I get that one. But I found one person from my class to sit with, and I had such a good time, right? You don't know until you go. Exactly. Yes. So be more conscious. And like I said, I changed my radio station. Y'all know this. I've said it several times. I changed it to Caleb. Because more times than not, for myself, I need the word of God and I need the music to fill me up more than anything else. I just need to put it on for one song and my mood changes drastically. If you're at home or on your computer, grab a Bible verse or two. But I find that more times than not, it's what I need to calm myself down, to simmer on down, girl. That's what I need. Wallowing in the pain and suffering isn't going to help anyone, yourself included, any more than you starving yourself to help the hungry. If you want to help the world and yourself, keep your frequency high and do your work from a place of power and of joy. Number five. This one's hard. This one is so hard. Right? You're all saying it. Yes. Number 5. Don't think of anything upsetting in bed at night. How many of us have done this? Me? Me? How many of us have done that? I know I have. And what does it do? What does it do to you? It causes you to lose sleep, and you fret all night long. You toss and turn and everything, and you wonder of all the what ifs and okay, if I get there, then I'm going to do this, and I'm going to turn it around and whatever. Our minds turn into gigantic magnifying glasses that make all of our fears 100% bigger when we're lying there as a captive audience at 3 a.m. in the morning, right? And there's nothing there to distract us. This is why I fall asleep to TV. I know it's bad. I know it's bad to fall asleep to TV, but I've got to have something that turns his brain off at night. I just do. Because I don't want to wake up at 3 a.m. and be thinking about all this crap. So unless you're going to get up out of bed and take action right then and there at 3 a.m. in the morning, don't waste your precious time thinking about your problems. When this does happen, when it will happen, do some meditative things. Like, this is one of my favorites. I do this just to try to go to sleep sometimes. Like focusing on relaxing every single muscle in your body one by one. I do this when I can't go to sleep. I start from the scalp of my head. I even kind of visualize what it's like for my hair to relax. You know, I know it sounds stupid, but start with the hair, then the scalp, then my forehead, then my eyes, my ears, my cheeks, my nose, my mouth. You know, I go through every single body part. And I go all the way down till I get to my toes. And you want this to take up all the room in your brain. That's why you do it, because you're having to think about each and every part of you. And that takes up all that brain area that you were just freaking out about, whatever it was that you were freaking out about. You want to breathe deeply and think about all the incredible things in your life. Flip it. Listen to a guided meditation. Go to Black Widow's channel. Do one of her sleep meditation ones, or somebody else, whoever. But do whatever you need to do to get a good night's rest and deal with whatever it is in the morning. The worst thing is staying up all night, freaking out about something, and being too exhausted the next day to deal with it. The best part of this reunion is that they're combining all the grads from 1985 to 1999. So my big brother and his wife will go, there you go. See? Yes. I love music. Love music. Number 6, love yourself and you will be invincible. I always love how she ends it with love yourself. Right, Selena? I think so too. So, at the beginning, I said I would ask you in the end, what is fear going to stand for the next time you are faced with fear on a situation where you have the choice? This is chat participation time. I want you to put a 1 in chat if you are going to let fear stand for fear everything and run, or are you going to be a big, fat, loud, hear me roar, number 2, and have fear stand for face everything and rise? It's up to you guys. What is it going to be? Are you going to be 1, or are you going to be a big, fat, yelling, hear me roar, whatever, number 2, and you're going to face everything and rise? Which one? Got Joanne with 2? Kathy Sweet's a 2? Yes, that's what I'm saying. Who's with me? Who is with me? That's going to be a 2. Dandy's a 2. Still going to live, a 2. Selena, yes. Lori J, 2. Roar, yes. Nancy Smith, 2. Yes. That's right. And if you're a 1, that's okay. I promise you, it's okay. We can grow. I promise you, we will grow. Living my best life, Echo, 2. What if, and Echo, I hope you don't mind me using you as an example. What if Echo decided that she was too scared to have her surgery? That she wasn't willing to take a chance? Right? And she didn't know what it was going to happen until after she had the surgery. And she did it anyways. She faced it head on and did it anyways. That's what I'm talking about. Facing it no matter what may be. All right, guys. Next Monday is our last Monday. Cool Ranch is coming in at 2. Thank you for bringing those 2s in still. I appreciate that. Next Monday is our last Monday on this book. I have it down in the description. But if you decide you want to read more into it, because we just kind of gloss over it, whatever. You Are a Badass, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life by Jen Sincero. We are done with this next Monday. And the last chapter that we're discussing, beam me up, Scooter. Y'all know anything about Star Trek? What did they say? Beam me up, Scotty. And that's what the last chapter in the book is called. But I thought it was so much more cuter to say beam me up, Scooter, right? So we're going to take all of this that we have talked about since January, I believe, and we're going to kind of wrap it up and put a nice little bow on it and what to do next, right? So we'll also decide if we want to do the next book. And the next book, most of y'all have said you want to do, but I'm still going to open it up next week because I have one other book I thought would be good. But we might go ahead and do this, and that way we can finish out the whole series of these books. But next, this one is You're a Badass at Making Money. Master the Mindset of Wealth. And again, Jen Sincero. So if you've enjoyed the other book, You Are a Badass, we might enjoy this one. We'll discuss more about what's in here and what's it about and everything. And I mean, it's a very short book in of itself. It's 13 chapters. So we might do this. We might go ahead and do that. That way we can just knock that one out and be done with being a badass. But there's another book I kind of entertaining. We might do it after that one. I don't know. We're going to talk about that on Monday. Right, Echo? Yes. Joanne says, I was afraid to have my knee replacement last year, but when I had it done, I was so glad I did and wish I'd done it sooner, right? They've come a long ways. I was shocked when I tore my ACL and had to have it repaired. I was shocked that I could get up and walk the same day. I had to have my crutches just in case, and they had me in physical therapy the next day. Like, what? Like, those have come such a long ways. And Robert and I both decided much rather deal with that now than to deal with it when I'm older, you know. So we'll decide then what we want to do next. I think, like I said, I think most of y'all are wanting to do this one, so we might just go ahead and do that. That way we can just knock it out. Some of us need this. Some of us need to know about how to be a badass at making money, right? Right? They got you up about an hour later and had you walking. Yes. All right. So this week, I will be doing a pop-up tomorrow, probably about 2 o'clock, I think is what Cool Ranch and I were talking about. 2 o'clock Central Time tomorrow. So make sure you are subscribed, that you have your notifications turned on. And then tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Central, Selena will be on with me. Wednesday night, Robert and I are having date night. You know, we might be going to an event. Don't know. Haven't quite decided yet, but we're doing something Wednesday night. So I won't be live then. And then Thursday night, Cool Ranch will be back on with me at 7:30 p.m. Central. And then Friday, I might do another pop-up. And of course, I'll have Harley with me. So I'm trying to get back into the swing of things and working more intentionally on my business. Because, you know, if I ever want to go quit my full-time job to do this full-time, I got to be serious about it. That's why this is a business. This is why I have LLC at the end of Scooterrenee. It's not a hobby for me, guys. It is not a hobby. This is my livelihood as far as my business goes. Do I need it for my family? No, it helps because I can help out my children or Robert and I do something extra. Yes. But for the most part, it's my business supports itself. I don't dab into the family money. So this is my business, and so I need to be more intent about it than what I have been. So be expecting and seeing a lot more of me, especially during the summer. Boss goes on vacation, I get to work from home. Why not take advantage of it, right? So, all right. Love and so many hugs. That's right, Selena. Yes, keep Selena and her daughter in your prayers, please, for the next 2 weeks. We would appreciate that. All right, guys. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Hopefully, I'll see you somewhere around the YouTube this week. Hopefully, in the auctions or someone else's channel, because I'm always going to other people's channels as well. But if I don't see you the rest of the week, have a great, awesome week. Come back next Monday for us to finish up with Beat Me Up, Scooter. Let's see what that's all about. Remember, fear is for suckers, and you are no longer one of them. Good night, everybody.